Okay, so I need you to get fucking ready. This video is going to be fucking juicy. It's gonna be real saucy. So tighten up your seatbelt and let's get straight into it. So if you take a look at this daily chart, this is the daily candle of today, and this was the previous candle close. Now, you might be asking yourself, why don't you have the fair value gap noted, blah 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 blah. I don't, because this wick is in very close proximity to this fair value gap levels wise. So instead I just use this wick to not get too many lines on my chart, and for simplicity's sake basically. Now I've also noted this daily high, so Thursday's daily high, previous week high, whatever, because this was my draw. And if the market wants to get real explosive, really animated, these are the levels that I'm looking at, alright? Especially the 0.5 level. So that's the business here. On the 4-hour chart, we were delivering from Friday. Now, before market opens, we are here. I'm not gonna use the replay mode because it crunches up the chart on the top and the bottom and it just doesn't look right, right? So these are just the daily wick levels now on the 4-hour chart, okay? Now, as always, I like to note my midnight open, 8:30 open, and this was that high that I was talking about. Now, take a look at this. This was the London session high from today. And this was the famous Asia session low. Now, some of you, when the market opened, thought that this is an SMT because ES took this high and NQ didn't, as of the time, right? SMT, blah blah blah. But as you can see, this is our 8:30 open. Now, whenever we are approaching a classic buy day profile, now don't look at this. Don't look at this over here. This doesn't matter now yet. Whenever we have a classic buy day profile, usually Asia session, which is right here, will be the low of the day. Now this new week opening gap was nicely traded into, swap sell side here, market displaces higher into open here. Now we have a fair value gap here on the 15-minute. What is this? This is that daily wick upper quadrant level, okay? Now this right here is a high probability fair value gap. If the market were to come down all the way here, imagine this on a 1-hour chart, right? Let's say we're bullish. Now, how bullish are we really if the market comes down from here all the way down to here to Asia lows and does this shit over here? We already spent enough time in this daily fair value gap. We swept the sell side. The market does not need to wait in here. So what happens? The market shoots straight up from open. Now let me show you this. On a classic buy day or a sell day, what you also notice, this is a opening range gap, by the way. So if you go to regular trading hours, let's put this shit away. This is the gap between 4:14 closing price and 9:30 open next day, right? This is the indicator I used, called BB gaps. I'm sure you can find it on the indicators, it's quite popular. So it plots the what's it called? The opening range gap right here. Now, this gap is expected to be filled to the upper quadrant or the lower quadrant if we're bearish at best. All right, it's expected to stay a breakaway gap when you have a daily profile such as today. Now, going into this, knowing that, I'm gonna leave it out now, right, like this. The market shoots up on the 1 minute chart. You can see a massive bullish candle here, and you don't need to participate in this. Also, by the way, what I forgot to mention, this 15-minute fair value gap is high probability. Why? Because it lays inside of that quadrant, and look at the sensitivity in price here. All right, this is a clear sign that we are going higher, and everyone that was fuck looking at it as, oh, this is an S&P, right? Yeah, buy side taken here, let's short. No, bro. No. It does not work like that. We're bullish on the day. We are expected to have a classic buy day profile. We have all the signatures here that we could potentially see that. We have a daily wick level here, which is really key, and a fair value gap laying inside of it on the 15-minute chart. Right? Now, on the 5-minute, here we have a 5-minute fair value gap. I'm gonna mark it like this, and let's drop lower now. Let's go step by step. This will make your understanding fucking insane. So stay tuned till the end. Alright? Now when we're looking at this, this is our first presented fair value gap right here. Extend it over just so nicely. Right, now here we sweep these lows, and we also trade into the high end of the 5-minute fair value gap. Now, if everything that I mentioned previously, all the narrative is really in play, which it is, we can expect to see higher prices. Wow, very nice. Now here we also get an S&T with ES, so ES just does not take these two lows, and we go higher. Now look at this, we trade above the first presented gap. This is enticing people short, and the market goes higher. Now it does struggle here a little bit because it is a no news Monday, and the market tends to be more of a consolidated type market, have deeper retracement, stuff like that. We'll learn about that in the upcoming videos, okay? You don't need to worry about that right now. Now, although this video is really advanced, whatever. We go higher here, look at the sensitivity. We close above it, go here, also the volume imbalance is in here, and we take out the high, nice. Now, we drop back to the first presented gap, we leave, we touch the CE of it again, have a down close candle here. What's that? Wow, it's an order block, nice. Right here, look at the beautiful sensitivity. Here we also get a drop down. What you'll notice is that in a classic buy or a sell day profile, every drop that you see in price is for you, is for traders to entice them short, right? To scare them out of their longs, to entice them short. But what the market is really doing here is essentially just retracing. Look at this. This is a order block, changing state, drag it over. Look at this on the lower charts. Wow, beautiful, isn't it? Very nice responsiveness here from price, goes higher, trades down to it, again the body is displacement higher, taking out the high. Now these are multiple trades that you can take in a day like this. Alright, also here, what happens here? We drop down to the freaking 0.5 level, we are accumulating around it on a 5-minute chart, which is very beautiful to see. we leave. We cannot touch the upper quadrant, and we leave relative equal highs in here, right? Now again, this is enticing people short. Wow, fair value gap, blah, 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 blah. You motherfuckers have no idea, right? Drag the candle lower. This candle should not get traded below. This is it. Oh, by the way, this here was another SMT here. So ES took the lows, which makes it even better, and price displaces from this. Okay. Now also here, look at this. Where are we? We are at the 0.5 level. Now what happens here? Look at where we close. Look at the candle closure. That's very, very beautiful. What happens next? We push higher, right? This is 10:30. Look at the time here. This is 10:30. This is where you can start taking profits. If you were long anywhere in here, this is all a great partial opportunity. Or even if you close this whole entire position here at the highs or the 0.75 level, it's the new day opening gap. Anything of it, anything really, it's a nice level to close your position. Now, we also have all-time highs here from last Friday, which are looking very suspect because they are relatively equal. So this is my next draw. This is where I expect the price to gravitate towards now, because we have respected these levels on the daily chart very beautifully. Now, if you got lost in here in this video, I'd like you to know that this is not a thing that you watch one time and expect to basically know everything from zero, okay? You don't need to know everything right now. If you did and you followed through this, it's very nice. You have probably been trading for a while. But let me know, what else would you like to see? I know this video was pretty advanced, so let me know what type of video and what would you like to know next. All right? And I'll make sure to consider that and put up a nice video about it. Now also here, what I forgot to mention really quickly before I end this off, you can see we have also a very nice fair value gap. In fact, two fair value gaps here. Price supports it, nice. Can expect to see higher prices here. Now in this instance here, I would start closing my position around here. I wouldn't demand the all-time highs here because it is a time of day, right? We'll learn about that more in the future videos, where the market tends to reverse and tends to make a retrace. So I would get out of every position that I had remaining here and just be content with the day and journal going to the next day, and that's pretty much it. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.